Hello. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes,
y'all.
ma'am.
Hold on.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Um, share your screen right now. How's everybody weekend going so far?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice. How y'all feeling?
Yeah.
Amazing. We're gonna get started in a second. I'm gonna do my best. Let me actually. Let's make it a little higher first. I know. Oh wait. No. Now we got it. Wait, no, it's hot though, right? Oh. That's what it is. Okay, that's a little better, but I'm gonna pin. Well, yeah, y'all will have y'all cameras on, so I'm not gonna just pin mine. And then if anybody, when we start asking questions and stuff like that, I'll make sure you guys are. See. Oh, am I pinned? What do y'all see on your screen? Do you see everybody or just me?
You and the first row of people.
Same.
Everybody is kind of a little bit.
All right, let me go back to speaker. Okay, now what do y'all see?
Same thing.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it should be good. Okay, cool. All right. So I know people are gonna be coming in. I'm gonna try. Oh my God, my knees. Oh, I do have, can y'all hear? Oh, grab this one. Okay, I think we can hear better. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Yes. I can.
Oh, no. Okay, we got back on the review. Working on a movie. Going for, first of all, we got to go to another country to, like, lose weight, you know what I'm saying? And like eat good in America. Have you seen that? It's like, it was, yeah, in America, food is terrible. They try to kill us over here. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna start because I know people are late, but and some people that are in this live that either did the room or they're there collective. And then we also have in person same. But I wanted to do this because we kind of didn't get a chance to do what we normally do for the room. It's like a wrap out. And this was recorded, so it's also be able to But you never get a chance, you never got a chance to like rap out. Hey girl, this is so informal though, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't, we not, we ain't the room and we not make that, so it's real free. But we always do like a rap out where we kind of like immediately on the second day at the end talk about this. Which it brings up a lot of emotion, like great, right? But this one was a little different because it was a little down involved, and it was real deadline, and it was stress, real. And so we didn't get a chance to be like, hey, let's sit down and like, let's talk about everything that just happened. So because we didn't do that, I didn't want to, I felt like we didn't do something. So I was like, once we take a little decompression, and then we come back and we visit and we do our one-on-one, like Q&A, with everybody, and, you know, ask questions. And then in the midst of that, so that was a week ago, right? A week ago, y'all realize what happened in a week? Like, literally, okay, right, so remember on Wednesday, what were we talking about on Wednesday's call? For everything that happened outside of the. Yeah, like we literally had a whole conversation, talking about tours, talking about I asked her like, hey, the tour tomorrow, like, are you like, you know, that was Wednesday. Got off the call around what 9:30, we were on the call 9:30 p.m. At 11 o'clock, I got an email from Tony about this day in SWB tour audition. Okay. There it is, but it also was in alignment with the role. Every time we do the role, something happened right after. Like clockwork. It's never planned out, it's just how it is. So I got the email. Of course, okay, here we go. So then you go ahead, so email and phone, yada yada yada. And then Taylor is going to and y'all just went through all of that less than a week. Here we are. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the room. Sorry. And I'll let you guys have a chance also to chime in as well. We're kind of like I can't see everybody yet, but we'll be able to ask questions. But before I go into that, the people that were in the room, what was that for you? Like, yeah. Oh, question out the okay.
So I feel like it was very difficult because like I feel like it was a true definition of like you I guess expect one thing and then come with another like because I was like oh I really like I think I was prepared this time but you can't leave like else I was and I don't know I feel like it is like preparing for the next email the next audition I came to I feel like each one I go to is less learning and like more about something I like. Okay, good evening. Okay, so guys, this is my first time doing it. But I will say, from everybody around me who has done it, like, this is not the room that we've been doing. Different, and they're like everything. And I was like, oh God. They're standing outside, like, what's going on with student? We don't know because we haven't done this before. So I'm just like, I guess we're going to get it together, and I really did. And so I will say my anxiety, I'm thinking of my day, like everything that happened that day. I remember walking in thinking he was like, give me your headshot. I took things so literally at that moment because I was just freaking out and anxiety struck that I actually only gave you my headshot. So I was very mad at myself. So Taylor started teaching and I couldn't, like, I was picking up the choreo, but I was so in my head about why did I only give him my headshot and not the headshot resume? Because he just gave me some still about it. And I was just sitting, like, literally doing choreo, but I probably looked mad as well. Yeah, I'm not kidding. You just did that. Like, I was so mad at myself. So that's why I came back up to you at the end and had to fix it because I knew like that was gonna really eat me up inside. So then once I got past that, I still went outside that I just have a blind moment and then which one was, and this is a thing of which one. Sorry, I'm listening. So we walk right outside. And, you know, after that, I'm shaking right now, sorry. But after that, I think my nerves got better because I was like, okay, you're gonna make it. We started learning all the choreo. It was just locked in. Like you had to be locked in. If you weren't locked in, you weren't doing the choreo. You just gonna be stuck in the back. And then, like, you know, still you said you didn't want to repeat yourself, so you try to make sure you have her because you didn't want to get cut from the piece. And then I tell you like, where my toes? So it's like, okay. Pay attention, and if you weren't focused, it was like, I just knew I didn't want to get called out or get caught lacking. So I think that was one of the things I was like, you know, it was a long day, it was a long 2 days. So it was really making sure that, right, let's stay in it. You really have to stay in it and just, instead of like, I was telling myself at first, like, just get through it. But I was like, no, you have to finish strong. Because I think when I say get through it, I'll be lazy and get through it. Like, I'll just be like, okay, I'm still doing the steps today, you know, but I think I actually have to like stay strong in it to get through. So then we made it to the day of the shoot and everything. And, whew, that was the first time I ever did a music video. Yes. And it's got to put water around here. My dad up here spraying. You know, just had to say it too. And at that point, like you could tell that you guys had this, you had a job to accomplish. So did we. So we did like, in my mind, like, okay, I don't want them to say anything to me because they already have a lot going on. So I'm really trying to make sure that they're giving somebody else to know. Let me just go ahead and take that up because I'm probably going on too. Especially because it was late. Like I can just tell the time was just like, it was, yeah. So we were getting late. So it's one of the things like, right, stay strong, let's push through. It's a long day, but I'm very blessed. It's a lot to learn, met a lot of great people. That's a big summary. I was just trying to get through everyone. That's the biggest summary. Yeah, that's a lot though. Nah, that's so weird. The next audition. Oh, good evening, everyone, first of all. Okay, so this was my second room. My first room was volume 6. And, I also would say that my experience was different from the first room. I wouldn't say that either was better, but just definitely different. And I think that each of them taught me different things. From the first room, that was like my first ever company to Atlanta, so it was like a completely different like realm, like just from like everything that I had ever done in dance. So I was more in my head about being making sure that I was like representing myself for who I am because it was like my first impression of like Atlanta in general. But then the second room, I think I was able to focus more on growing as a dancer because I was acclimated into like the space. And it was different because I was also trying to grow, but at the same time, I was trying to showcase what I had to offer because it was an audition. So just the balance between you taking it as a learning experience, but also performing at the same time. I think it really helped me find a balance between the two because in general, someone, I forgot who told me this, but through my years of training, I've been told that like auditions are also like learning experiences. Every time you audition, it's time to improve and to become better for the next time. So it really just helped me to find a balance between learning and performing. It was when we were standing outside, I feel like that was such a like
like a community moment between like these people that I never met before. But we all had the common goal of getting the choreography and executing the choreography. And I think that really just started us off really well and helped us create a bond just like as a group. Instead of it well, compared to the last time I did the room, it was in the room and like the audition was happening, like as we were learning it, like, okay, audition. But like we had time away from it to come back into the space. I think that really helped just create a bond, like I said. And then after that, when we were all in here, I think that was probably the hardest part of the day for me because it was like, it was moving fast paced, and it was like the adrenaline was like kind of going down from like the very first point of the day. But and it was so like crowded, which is like something that I feel like I noticed happening a lot in auditions, but like I'm not like used to it at all. So like finding the balance between, okay, I need to be doing my steps full out, but I don't want to be smacking the people around me the entire time. I don't want to be that person. So it was definitely a mental battle for me during those hours when we first came back into the room all together. But then after the break, you know, I had to like recollect myself. Yeah, you know, just taking a minute to breathe and reestablish the thoughts that I had at the beginning of the morning. And so when I came back, I think that honestly, as a group, we had all like the break helped us to reset our minds. And then the next day, you know, a lot of people were like, okay, what's the break gonna be? And they're rushing over there. That really like made us dig deeper and like it's like what do you do when you don't have time to reset, you know, because there's not always gonna be that time to reset. So I think that was honestly like in the moment, obviously it was rough, but looking back, thankful that that's the way that the day went. And yeah, it was a great experience.
Does anybody on here want to talk? Gotta come on camera. Anybody? I'll come off mic.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you
Okay.
repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Crystal,
Yes, can you hear me?
wanna,
Can you repeat what you like the question? I'm sorry. I couldn't
no, I just
really
want, just to share what your experience was.
Oh, I would say it was a push as always for me. But I think the most thing that I was kind of like, oh, like you know, like you need to work on is, as y'all know, like the feminine part. Just being more feminine and learning how to like tap into that. And so I just really appreciate Taylor for like even like having everyone try the whole like hair choreography, because I knew like I already told myself in my head, I'm like, bro, like it's not gonna look great. Like I'm not it's just looks so awkward. Like I know it's gonna look weird. And so I actually like I almost well I did cry, and I was starting to cry because I was like I'm not I'm not used to this at all. But it's just another thing of, okay, you need to start training on this. You know that you can kill the whole hip hop and like masculine and da da da, and you finally got the confidence in that, and now it's like, okay, now you need to tap into this feminine part, and you need to learn how to like you know, just be like more, I guess I don't want to say that, but like be a woman, like, So it was just a very, very great push, and I love the audition. I just love being in the room in general. I noticed that I I started getting tired by like the fourth and fifth hour, but I don't know what happened. I was just like out of nowhere, I got like a boost of energy, and I was like, okay, let's do this. Like, let's go. And like staying staying present and staying like locking in is really one of the things that is very important to me, and a thing that I'm working on, but I feel like I'm doing, in my opinion, I feel like I'm doing good at it and honing that in. So I just really love this whole experience. I appreciate y'all for even like having this space. And yeah, yes, it was a great room. So
Yay. Very good, Chris. Oh, that was good. No, you did. First of all, your freestyle, we can talk about that. Set the tone. But just looking in the camera, she didn't even do a step. I was like, yo, who is that? Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, no, you smashed it, but yeah, that's great.
Um, Even when it comes to, the whole like, feminine part, I feel like you did better than you probably think. Because I remember looking and being like, what? So I'm looking from a different lens than you are, so don't ever feel like, okay, it has to be perfect, or it has to be this, or it has to be that. I think it's just the idea that you tried it, you know what I'm saying? And not just tried it, but you tapped in and like really dedicated to like selling it as much as you can. So you may have felt like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing, and all of this, but I promise you look way better than
thank you.
Labrice, you wanna go?
Yes, absolutely.
Hey.
Hey y'all. I just want to say the room was an absolutely phenomenal experience. I think it taught me so much from like professionalism. Like when the first thing that you told me about like the headshot, I thought I was trying to be so cool with my little thing on the side, and then you were like, no, eight shot is 8 by 10. And then like moving forward, seeing us like just going through the whole process of like auditioning and doing it again, and doing it again, it again, and doing it some more. It really helped me realize the importance of stamina, not only in your training, but just like in life, because you never know how many times you're about to do something. I think that another great learning experience that I had for the room was that it was not only like the audition, but it was like the training behind it. So when we were allowed to like freestyle and get kind of like direct feedback, that was absolutely beautiful. I think that is such a phenomenal way for dancers to grow, not only inside of themselves, but inside of themselves for a bigger purpose. I had like a slight sidebar with Taylor, and I was asking her, I was like, okay, so like you see me out here in auditions, like, can I get some tips? And when she asked me like why I was asking for tips, I was like, I don't know, like you seen me dance the whole time. Like, what would you have to say? But she told me to be intentional about what my question was specifically right there. That was like monumental for me because like it kind of like made me realize that I need to be more specific on my intentionality and not just like having broad intentions. So that was absolutely beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so the specificity in that was absolutely phenomenal. The entire process of filming that music video, oh my God. I thought that that was amazing because it's like, like you do some things in some senses, right? And I don't ever want to downplay anybody because everybody's starting point in their journey is where their starting point is. And so like I felt like I've been on sets before, but that was just like, whoa, you guys turned like one single solitary warehouse into like 15 different places to perform. And just being in that sense and hearing, like a different professional saying different things was like magical and a nonstop learning opportunity. So I think that the entire program was built to truly show you from like beginning to end of what the whole process is like. And I am forever grateful for the
Yeah.
opportunity. And I feel like I just word vomited. It was just like,
Yeah, no, you did an amazing job. I will say it was great, kind of seeing y'all like, especially the guys like just tap in and like, what we doing? Okay, going forward. That it's not a lot of guys to me. I've seen like in Atlanta community, and just being able to like be okay with like what's given and then just going forward. I think that is I think an attribute that a lot of dancers miss. And I felt like I saw that, especially with and too, and both of y'all like as being opposite. From the room, I would be always like, hey, yo, what's up? Like, let's start, like, cause he was a great bookend. So tap into the bookends. The bookends is a thing. Yeah, you already know. I done told you, like, tap into the bookend. And especially after this video, like, you can use that as like a catalyst to do more stuff with y'all together. Yeah.
okay.
Thanks.
Yes, and I also had one other thing to add. I think that this experience was an eye opener for me because especially like okay, so after I did like the second freestyle and Cian told me that like she saw me like do a flip and like asked me if I tumbled. And like that I should do that for like auditions and things. I think that it really helped me realize that I think for that instance and maybe even other instances in life that sometimes when I freestyle for an audience, I'm more so freestyling to try to do something that I think that they would want to see versus like what would feel good to me. And I think that I kind of like would sometimes play myself in injustice and try to be too performative versus like authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna add too. What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm blessed. You're great. You're phenomenal.
No, I just wanted to say you did great, man. Like I saw a time where HD, like you have a talented opposite, and you may be on a job and it requires just two dancers, but your opposite is like incredibly talented, so it makes you pull up. And I feel like the moments where we gravitated to HD, you still was able to hold your own and look as opposite to where you can still sell it as a pair. And it's a tough job because any error you make, you can stand out. So I just want to commend you for the fight and the effort you put. Every time we get you know, you were very receptive to it. And I never saw you. A lot of dancers discourage themselves in the learning process, but you had this certain spirit to where you was just like, all right, let's get it. You was very determined. So yeah, man, I just want to congratulate you and let you know I like the effort. So,
And also,
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
to kind of like add something, I think a lot of times people, when they think about like, jobs, or I want to do this and that, they don't think about the fact that somebody's looking at everything, including you as a person, your energy, your personality. And literally there were times where as we're like getting through it, because, you know, of course, the same way that the dancers get frustrated, we get frustrated, you know, it just can become that. And I'm literally watching you like keep everybody's energy and spirits high. And it literally shifted my energy at moments. And you always want to be that person that people feel like, I need you in the room. Like it's not a I want you, I need you there. Because I know at any point, if this is a stressful job, this is the person that's gonna keep everything, like keeping everything going. So it's not always just about you and it's like, okay, cool. But like outside of that, who do I feel comfortable with in a room? And I know you're always gonna have amazing energy and you literally are one of those people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. I love y'all. Pure energy, positive vibes always.
Yeah, I love that. Who else on here? Hold on, let me go back to the gallery real quick. I feel like JC or who? Sorry, who wanted?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
I'll jump in and say
Go
my two
ahead. Yeah,
cents.
I got you. Hold on, let me pin.
From jump, I felt so challenged. And I just appreciate the learning experience because I had it flipped. Going into the room, I was like, I just want to get the job. I just want to get the job. I didn't necessarily understand it's like show your star power first. Then as those groups get to chopping down, that's when you try to find your bookend, you know? I feel like I did great. I was just quiet. And I feel like that was just the continuous critique I got. And I felt the area I felt challenged the most was really my freestyle. I could tell Trell was noticing that I was getting comfortable with my typical dynamics. So him like telling me to switch my dynamics on the fly while still having to perform was very challenging, but also fun at the same time. It's fun trying to take direction live as the camera's rolling in front of you. And it just felt good to get that type of practice. But I'd say that was like my biggest thing. And I like I said, I loved it in there. Like being dancing for 8 to 10 hours, like I ain't mad at it. I just didn't want to cramp. So the water was on the side. I just didn't want to cramp. Like that was my biggest thing. I was like, yo, if I cramp, bro, it's over. It is done. But I had an amazing time and also just being appreciative that not everyone from the room makes it to the set. So being able to still link with everybody and stay connected and just be a fly on the wall, you know what I'm saying? Like it felt good to have, you know, the 4 or 5, 6 variations of choreo in the back pocket, you know what I'm saying? Just in case, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, yo, it was a whole bunch of, yeah, that was cool. I don't like it. And I'm like, damn, they finna switch it again. Like, just seeing the process on that other side is insane. And just knowing to never get comfortable because you never know. Like, you really never know. From the room to the set, you never know. Things can change.
As a bar right there, my God.
Where,
Okay, so you said something that I thought was interesting. He was like, I was just quiet. And I would say that I don't think you should be quiet. I think you need to be as loud as you were when it was time to get on camera and do your thing. You gotta be like that, even with the choreography. When you are in space when it doesn't require you to freestyle. I don't like you got lucky, I'll say that. You got lucky because there was something about you that was magical and I'm like, I'm not, that has to fit. That's the thing, so you have that thing. Now let's figure out what other ways we can make it to where there is no I'm one of that follows anything. So I'm doing the choreography and I'm bringing the magic to the freestyle. So being quiet is cool to a certain degree. You gotta know when it's time to make noise, and sometimes, you know, sometimes you might not have gotten that opportunity to showcase on your freestyle. And then, like you said, don't wait, because if your audition you didn't do it, you might not have got a chance to make it. You might not have a chance to make it alone. So, but you
right.
did amazing. When it was time to shine, like I was like, yeah, let's go. This is what you like. Well, that's how you make it.
Where, yeah, I was at home like, oh my gosh, I got that critique like 4 or 5 times. So like at home, I was like, how can I turn this up for day 2? Like I was just so I just kept getting that throughout the night. It wasn't even about choreo. It was like, yeah, that was cool, but where you at? And I was like, oh my God, especially because Taylor and Tro have seen me dance before. So I was like, damn, like I don't want to undersell. Like out of all the times they see me dance, so I appreciate that. I low key knew I got lucky, but God is so good. God is so good, ain't he?
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Anybody else on here? Let me go back to. I feel like. Let me hear from Rocky.
Hey.
Hey. Okay, hold on. Let me add replace.
Okay. Hey, I had an amazing experience because honestly, it was the push I needed with exploring like different styles, expanding my performance quality, and not just dancing, but working on. Sorry, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, but working on actually connecting with the audience. Also, it was really fun to watch and get to digest how everyone else moves in different ways you can actually attack the choreography. So I feel like every time somebody else was going, I was like, "Ooh, I like that. Oh, I like that. That's nice. That's nice." Like I feel like I was always watching, like even if somebody was like doing something different on how they freestyle or how they're gonna attack the beginning, I was like looking at different people's take on that, and I was like, wow, this is nice, this is nice. And just being a sponge and soaking everything else up. And I realized how strong you actually are when you are in different situations. I feel like Taylor had put me in to the side to do the heels. I mean, I'm sorry, the sensual chair dance, and I was like, oh snap. She's like, yeah, we already learned it, so you gotta learn it. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. I was like, let's get it. Okay, let's get it. So it really shows you like you really have to be on your toes. And honestly, it doesn't matter like if you're catching cramps. Like I feel like I was catching cramps and I was like, just keep on, breathe, 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 breathe. So it just really shows you how strong you are in different situations. And like everyone said, I feel like the program really shows how to like how you operate from when you step into the audition process all the way from when you book the job. And I think that was really nice to experience and be a part of.
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry. Let me put the yeah, I think it was interesting also, I know where you live in Carolina. You in Carolina? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, okay, I can hear you now. Sorry.
Because you travel from Carolina.
Spartanburg, South Carolina. Yeah.
So yeah, so how was that for you, even with the traveling? And doing how was traveling for you going into London?
Say one more time.
How was it traveling for you, like leaving, traveling, and then going into the room and traveling back?
Oh, it was very interesting. So the first day I had to travel from Spartanburg, and then I left on Sunday to go back to Spartanburg, and then I had to be in North Carolina for a shoot, and then I had to come right back to Atlanta. So I was traveling like 4 hours back and forth, 3 to 4 hours. So I was like, let's get it, hurry up. I was like trying to get there and get to and trying to like get into the traffic. I was like, oh, it was interesting, but also I was like, we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So two things, I just want to say, even as far as you, taking the time to travel back and forth and invest in yourself and all of that's gonna pay off. Literally, I was in Charlotte and whenever Jamaica or Kiki or Brandon or whoever will call for me to come in session, I'm like, okay, I'm there. And they did not even know that I lived in North Carolina because prior to that I was here and I couldn't tell anybody because I didn't want anybody to know that I was gone and try to like X me out of like a job. So I knew if they knew that, they would be like, well, no, it's okay, like, don't worry about it. So I just didn't tell anybody. They would be like, you be here by like 6 p.m. and it would be like 2, and I'm like, yep. And it got to the point where my mom knew when I was on a call about like a session for Atlanta, because she would just go ahead and start packing my stuff for me. Like it was like this tag team thing. Like as soon as I got the call, she was like, all right, pack your stuff so I can help you, and it paid off. And at the time, for me, it wasn't even a question. It wasn't even, okay, well, is this going to get me to X, Y, and Z? It was not even about that for me.
It was just, I wanted to be in these spaces, I wanted to be in the room. And I didn't care where it was gonna take me, girl, I'm not looking at it for financial gain, girl, I just have researched these people for years, and like, now I'm getting these calls, so I'm not gonna fumble it, so. Yeah, I just wanna say, like, you making that commitment is going to pay off. And, I know you were talking about as far as like pulling you into the charities. So the thing is, it's so crazy how everything just worked out so perfect, because anybody that came to the audition yesterday, there were people that had to learn out in the hallway from other dancers in a certain section. So it's like, it literally was the same thing over again, but like, it's happening in real time, the same exact thing you experienced, a week ago, was something that actually happened in this audition yesterday. And so, I think those kind of moments, like, I intentionally wanted to do that because I felt like those are the moments that you really get to see where you're at. It's like, am I gonna pull up? Am I gonna fight for it? Am I gonna, those are the moments that really determine like where exactly you're at in your journey. So there were some of you, I'm like, yeah, I could have Jasmine go to the side and like teach them, but I wanna see what you're gonna do. If nobody's giving you direction on anything, we're not teaching you anything, I just wanna see if you're gonna pick it up. And there were certain people that were on the side that just learned it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to say a word, and certain people learned it. And the same exact thing happened, in the audition yesterday. And certain people, we told them like, okay, well, since you guys didn't learn this part, just freestyle. And once they got in there and we saw them do the actual choreo, that was an instant like, oh, definitely get them in, because we didn't have to tell them anything, So, literally those are the moments that really like are still a part of training, and the way that you like pull up, because I can see at one point you were like worried. And but it's like you kind of shook it off and like was like, okay, let's do it, And so I commend you for like taking the challenge and not letting yourself get like too deep in your head about it. So yeah, and great job by the way.
Great job, man.
Thank you.
Great job overall. I feel like with my section, you were struggling a little bit, but then I saw you come along the 2 days. I saw you grow. I saw it make more sense. I saw the same moments of kind of second guessing yourself, and then I saw you come spark at the shoot. So just being able to slowly see you grow in 48 hours, really, so great job.
I will say, for this room, I purposely like pulled away, not so focused on like what was said before, but I can feel times where it's like, what is the hell am I doing? I mean, it was so intense. I really remember you talk there, and it was like, I don't know, but it's a lot, right? But, and I'll say that whatever y'all were feeling, like at times, whatever it was, you pushed through it, because when you got to set, it didn't show. So like, I would not have known that you might not have learned it the way everybody was learning, or like, oh my God, I didn't get a chance to like, I wasn't as confident, I didn't kill them, but I didn't see all that, right? So if you can think about just trying to get through, but obviously staying strong and pushing through, then getting to that, because I don't know that, I didn't know that. But I'm sure you experienced it and felt it, and for them, even like, yeah, they I'm like, oh yeah, well. Yo, and the crazy part, y'all got lucky. Y'all lucky because it was only one song. You realize the room is only 3 to 4 songs full. So what y'all did, as intent as it was, imagine 2 other songs added to that. Same props, chair, heels, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't any less work, I'll say that, but it also, the feeling and intensity is the same, but I mean, it was just, to me, it's not, because even though you know one song, it's still more.
There's a lot of creative in one song.
But did great. You did. I really start asking about the room and like.
Yay. Okay, anybody else on here that was there?
I'll say something.
Hi, Janai. Hold on, let me get you.
Hi.
Hold on one second. And back. Oh. and-
Oh, can you hear me good?
Yes.
Okay, so well, this was my first room ever. So I really liked it, especially the auditioning process because I've never been to like an audition like that. So it was very like nerve-wracking at first because I'm not really trained in hip hop for real. So when I first got there, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna look like a ballerina and like stiff, but I was just like, I just need to like perform and show them the real me. And as the days were going on, like I felt like being there really helped with like my anxiety and like talking to people and stuff. I remember Taylor told me when we were on set that I need to stop being so timid when I want to ask a question and stuff. So yeah, but overall, I feel like the room really helped my confidence, especially with like my dancing. So yeah, so I really liked it, and everybody was so nice, and yeah, so that's all I would have to say. Yeah.
Go ahead. Just want to say, throughout the day, she corrected it because as she like walked up to me, so, and I'm like, stop being so timid, because I think that it shows the level of confidence that you're having. You're like speaking to someone. And I love the fact that you instantly like corrected me, which is like a whole other person within seconds. She was like, okay, so I have a question about it. And it's like, yeah, it shows like that every single time because I think that I understand that we all want to be humble and we want to make sure people know that, hey, like, I'm a very humble person. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but there's a difference between humble and timid. So just make sure that you keep that, the same person that showed up and corrected it instantly and was just like, yeah, no, this is my question. Like, make sure that you take that with you because you're too good of a dancer to show up so timid.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Who else on here? Anybody else on here that wanted to share really quick? That was there. Everybody. Oh, so okay. Go ahead, Jada.
Hey y'all, hold on, I'm about to turn my camera on. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Hey y'all.
Hey.
So first I just want to say thank you so much for the experience. Like Kiki, like y'all know I love y'all so much. Like just providing the space, just allowing us to be able to be there and just learn from all of you and just the energy in the room. Like y'all truly set the tone. And so again, like I just thank you for allowing us the opportunity. For me, this room, because I think this was my third room, like it was just very transformative for me because I don't know, I just felt different. Like I've been working so hard on like retention and just trying to make sure that I show up. And I know Kiki, you and I have talked about it where you've told me that well, I'm like coming to you like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm just doing all these things, but I'm not seeing it or I'm not seeing the growth. And you're like, yeah, but you can't plant a seed and expect, the fruits from it in that same time. Like it has to be time in between and then you'll see. And this one, I was truly like, oh, okay, like I get it now, I see it. So the things that I was working on most was just retention and being intentional when I show up. So not always like just trying to stand back and not stand back because I'm shy or scared, but thinking like, oh, I need to stand back because I need to depend on someone else so I can see the choreo or whatever. I'm like, nope, we're just gonna see what happens and just do it. And I truly felt this time. I was like, okay, retention. Like we've been working and it's getting better. Like even the audition, usually, oh my God, I run the other way. I'm like, oh, I hate audition processes. But this one, I was like, nope, I got it. I'm gonna stand right here in the middle. Okay, switch lines, cool. And so yeah, like it was just different. So even though for me, like in the end, you know, I didn't get it, which was fine. It was like I set my attention for what I wanted coming into the room, and I feel like I got exactly that. So yeah, so again, just thank you, because like I said, y'all just pour into us, and nothing is ever demeaning, and you will just build us up so much, and just the energy in the room from everybody, like being in rooms with people who like I look up to and want to dance with, and like literally being in the room, I'm like, okay, God, like it's coming. It's not here right now, but I see the growth to where it will be there. So yeah, thank y'all.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a lot of days I get texts from that after they do the room or whatever, and they have auditions, like their feelings are much, like there's an ease there, it's not as like nerve-wracking, it's more like, okay, I'm serious to me, and like if I get like, oh, you know, it's okay, but also, that's really what it's about, because the audition ain't on. So we gotta decide how we're gonna post auditions now moving forward, or are we gonna allow that to be the thing that's always like, the audition? Cause we don't be feeling like that in class, you know? But auditions be like, I'm like, this is the thing, what you want? I want to audition, like, I want to see, like, I'm trying to work with it. Make it fun, so that's good. Yeah.
Great job.
Elaine,
Okay.
hold on.
This is Jasmine. I just want to say something real quick.
Hey, hold on. Go back. Sorry.
Okay.
Little gallery. Okay, wait. Where? Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I'll share the video. I'm sorry. Hope it comes out. Okay.
Yes.
Can y'all see me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be real quick. This is my first room, and I just want to say thank all of you for all of your time and the knowledge that you gave. I was a little nervous, but I appreciate Taylor calling me out on day one, because for her to know I can dance, but sometimes I get in my own head and I get caught up in the choreography and trying to get it perfect, that I forget to show my abilities, and also to look at the camera and express myself. I know it's in me, but I just need to focus on that. And this room was highlighted that even more. And I'm really serious about this, so I definitely need to get on that and work on that. And so I appreciate the feedback, Taylor, on that, and for everybody patience with me.
Yeah, because I know I was telling you was it during the audition or? At some point, I was telling you, you're already a good dancer, so stop dancing, you gotta prove that you're a good dancer, and you get too deep in your head sometimes, so now we can't connect to you. But literally, if you combine your dancing with the way you just talk to us,
Yes.
that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think, I say all the time, like, yes, I understand dance is very serious for some of us, because it's like, okay, this is what I want to do, but, it's not serious enough to like start doubting yourself or start, you know, mentally abusing yourself or start being like so deep in your head, like, so make sure that you find the moments to combine like who you are outside of dance with your dancing. But great job.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, I agree with Taylor, what exactly you said about, if you dance how you talking now, so that's, yeah. It's like, all you gotta do, like, you have to come to the same, level, and I know sometimes it take time figuring it out, but just start thinking that way. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kiki. Thank you.
Who else on here? Oh, I think, hold on, let me go back, sorry. Okay, yes. There we go. Let me add pin. Let me do. Okay.
All right.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, y'all. I just wanted to say, first, thank you, Kiki, for letting Amani pass along her ticket. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have made it to my first room. And I really appreciate the experience. I appreciate Taylor and our trail. And I just want to,
keep it quick and simple. But I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys for the experience because it was very intense, and I haven't been in like a setting like that in a very long time. And I definitely learned a lot from it, like learning how to stay tapped in, like keep pushing yourself to keep going after like the fourth, fifth hour. Like I haven't been in that in a very long time, and I would just want to say I appreciate that experience and love y'all.
Okay, when you left the second night, did you think you were booked or not booked?
One more time.
When you left the second night, did you think you were booked or not booked?
I honestly, I honestly think I was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of half and half for me. I was like, I mean, like I was placed, but I'm like, you can't always think that just because you're placed, you're gonna make it in the video. So I was like, it could really go either way. So I was really just, keeping my notifications on, and I'm like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. But I really, I appreciated the experience and like going through the process to, later find out you're not booked. Like just because you think you did good, that don't mean like that's what they're looking for, or But like, yeah, it was kind of 50-50 for me. I was like, either way it go.
So, okay, so let me tell you what happened. You were booked,
And I learned for you.
right? And the reason why we didn't know until the next day that you weren't there, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, literally, yeah, at one point we were going through the photo, okay, let's see, right there. We were going through the photos and the videos of the day before. Okay, so when the email went out, because your name was not on the original list of people that had registered, it was a swap with Imani, which is fine. You never got an email. Now, the lesson in this, if this is for everybody, is if you think there was a mistake made and hey, I didn't get an email. Did you think to reach out to anybody that was in the room, or did you know anybody else in the room, or?
I talked to Amanda the day of, because she was asking, she like, did you get an email yet? And I was like, no, I haven't got an email. And then like it had me thinking, like, I'm like, well, maybe it got sent to Amani's email. Maybe I should ask her. And then I'm like, well, maybe I just didn't get booked. So I was like, I was going through the motion. I'm like, dang, well, maybe should I reach out? Should I DM? I'm like, I didn't really know what to do in that situation.
Say what? Should I what?
Should I reach out? Should I DM? Yeah.
Should I reach out? Should I leave them?
I didn't know what to do in that situation. I was like, I don't know.
Now, that's on me, and so for the next room, you can come for free. But for future, if you know that you should have been in it, you should have been there, I don't want you to not do anything versus doing something. You didn't do it because you were thinking, oh, I probably didn't get it. Versus let them tell me I didn't get it. I want somebody to tell me, oh no, actually, you didn't get it, or hey, yeah, they were going in the direction. Like you tell me, give me the balance. But I'm not gonna not do it if I think I should be there. So for you, obviously it was like way later in the day, next day, and I was like, wait, somebody missing. They're like, yeah, somebody. And then we go do like, we start reverse engineering and going back and realizing, I'm like, yo, Sean reached out to you. And that definitely was my fault, but also for you, the lesson would be, not just you, but every dancer, is that if you guys are supposed to be doing a job, obviously, this situation, there would have been a production assistant that would have been calling you for second AD or somebody, right? But because of the nature of what it was, obviously, think about this, the time that we were, when we finished the second night to the next day. But for you, everybody had a late call time. I would have been on the phone, hey, Tara, Trail, Kiki, I just make sure y'all ain't messed up, because I'm sure you got an email, or, say I want to add my channel. Say, I'm actually, I don't feel immediately, like, y'all have to do that immediately. because so much going on and, you know, like, I felt terrible that you weren't on set, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, no, she should have reached out. Just what you said, I should have, now you know, next time, if that.
Yes. Yes, that was a very great learning lesson for me.
So they think, you know, there are people that I have seen that are like notorious. I'm like, you did a job. Like, why are we still, to the degree that they ended up doing the job. That they ended up doing the job. This literally just happened in picture.
Yeah.
They were not doing the job. And now they own sense. It was not, no, it was reality. Like, he was on that show and that was on the show. He didn't know everybody. I can say no, like there has to be a relentlessness when they come to work hard with the thing that you want to do, and then something's already this is just in general, so I'm just for everybody. Like, it could be they cut the budget out or whatever. But I want you to use this, you know, obviously it was a job, but I want you all to use it as like just a life lesson to don't give up days. If you know folks getting emails or text calls, and I ain't heard nothing yet, I'm sliding with somebody like, hey, y'all got info yet? Let me just double check. I just want to make sure. And it's okay if it's not, but you know, just reaching out. And it's fine, you know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you can't do that. Especially when it comes to what you know what I'm saying, you worked really hard. So that goes for everybody, like even choreographers, so we be like, hey, make sure. Is there another C episode? Okay, cool. But I mean, outside of that, like, I mean, if the room's concerned now, I do love the fact that you made it a point to make it in the room because you know, he's like, hey, Monty couldn't do it, so you guys worked it out when you were able to replace her. Like, try to do stuff like that all the time, especially if it's like the room was sold out and, you know, hey, who ain't available, who can't get there. Any other situation too, not just the room, like try to make it into those rooms because people are paying attention. I paid attention to that. I'm like, oh, what's your name? Okay, got it. You know, like I remember. So imagine doing that with other choreographers, even other creative directors that are like, yeah, I'm trying to get in there so you can see me and meet me and like I can show you what I got. But whether anything comes to that or not, it doesn't matter. Like making it a point to get in there is a thing by itself. So don't worry, I got you. You coming to the next one for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, the next one gonna be real good. Okay. Just go ahead, Maya.
Hi, I'll be real quick.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So this is my second room. The first one I went to was the one that was in October. And I went through so many emotions to the point where like I wanted to leave. But I just kept telling myself to like push through it. And it got to the point where like I started to question myself as a dancer. It was like, girl, like, can you even dance? Like, why are you here? But it was the fact that like, and I know me and Taylor talked like on the side, and it wasn't the fact that I can't dance, it's the fact that like I'm not comfortable or confident in certain genres of dancing yet. I will be, but not yet. And I just got to start training in them. If I can drive 3.5 hours to go take one of Taylor's classes, I can drive 3.5 hours to take one of Autrell's classes. I can drive 3.5 hours to take one of your classes whenever you do have classes. So I just got to get back in that mentality to train in other genres of dance. So it's not that I can't dance. It's just I'm not comfortable with everything yet, but I will be. So Autrell, you're gonna be seeing me soon because literally my body was like, what are you doing? Like my heart loved it, my eyes loved it, but my body did not like it. So I gotta get in your classes. I gotta get in your classes so I can get confident and get comfortable. And then even like on the partner part, I've never done partner work before. So even when Sin pulled us outside, like I got excited. I was like, okay, yay, like I'm finally finna be a part of something, and then 5 minutes later, she was calling other girls to get out there, and my heart dropped. I was like, okay, damn, like you can't do nothing.
I think you all, I want to give you that feeling of skeleton crew. Like, that's what it's like. Sometimes the choreographer just need bodies to envision plan it. Then, in the skeleton crew, you may pull up, you might be like, hold on, go ahead and put it in this shot. Yeah. So that's the moment we want to give you, like, I just told Sam, let's grab 2 girls, not doing it. But in that time, if you used to pull up, who knows what had happened. So even though you weren't in that shot, you still did what was supposed to be done for the vision to get to see it. So thank you for that. Great, man.
You're welcome. And it still gave me that experience because, like I said, I had never done partner work before. So
yeah.
Yes. She said, I can pull up, I can drop you out for that, like drop you out that trip. Yeah, I won't be teaching now. Let's see. I feel like there's somebody just. Crystal, were you coming back around? I think so.
Yes, can y'all see me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I didn't have my camera on before. I just wanted to say really quick, I just really appreciate Sin and Jasmine. You guys are like amazing and very professional. And it was just like, y'all are just amazing. I just want to brag on y'all because I just love y'all's professionalism and how y'all like kept us like, okay, like stay locked in. And Sin, you're built different. Like both of y'all are built different, but I love y'all so much, and I just thank you for being there, and thank you for being like amazing assistants to Archel and Taylor and Kiki and everything. So just love you guys.
So what is it like for y'all?
For me, I feel all my friends, so it's weird at first because. But yeah, I feel like I really want to test stress with y'all for real, because trying to stay alert for Taylor, I try to keep these to be on there, whatever y'all need to do, but then also keep y'all together, especially on set when things weren't going as planned, but I was like, gotta keep going. Yeah, but I think one of my hardest challenges was when we had to do, we was learning while I was teaching, not really teaching the chair piece when you were telling people they had to, if you want a spot, you can find a spot, and this was your only chance, but she told me to go over it very slow, the whole thing, but don't stop. No, I didn't feel very slow. Oh, well, yeah. From there, and I was like, we're gonna go it's slow, but you know, everybody did this, and that was really hard for me to everybody to make sure they had a fight chance, but at the same time, that's how it really is. So, and I'm really thankful for everybody to be like really respectful of me and Tim, because we are happy off friends, but at the moment we were like working, and that's how it can be, especially when you have like these captains and jobs and stuff, and you have to visit them just like the choreographers and directors. Everybody was pretty respectful. We enjoyed it. I like that position. Yeah. Hello. I just want to when I was being small. So being on this side of it was super different for me. This is my third one. The first 2 days I was dancer like all of you. So this time I was stressed from the very first day from Friday on. So yeah, I was super stressed, but by the time I came in the room and seeing her face and seeing how stressed I were, I had a lot to calm me down a little bit. So they kind of calmed me down. a little bit sorry, being honest. And like Dan said, the fact that I mean, I'm like super cool with so many of you. I was like, I hope they don't think I'm being different or I'm not like being playful like I usually am. It's genuinely just that we have a job to get done, and like I didn't want to get replaced, like as easy as it is for us to replace the interview systems as well, and we had like expectations to fulfill and shoes to fulfill. So it was super different now, Phil. You kept spending so much on me like that. But it made me like step up in a way that I didn't even realize that I was capable. This is me so much. She was like, fixing more people. What are people? Do you want me to pick? And like the people that you want to see. So it was a really different experience. I would see that. It made me trust myself a lot more. And Taylor on set was like, I mean, this another right people figure it out. Figure out what? You know what I'm saying? But it pushed me to really step into that position.
I would say. How I feel, I guess I saw what you guys like having assist. I feel one similar to me because I had a lot of people stepping there, kind of just been trying to brainstorm about who could be assistant, male or female. But I don't know, the chemistry just clicked. Like, who was on our stuff. I was able to feel comfortable, feel safe without tricked or judgment. I was like, she get it. Not only that, but I pay attention to the way you pay attention to the details and documents and things. And you were able to duplicate it without questions asked. You like, okay, Trevor would do this like that. It was a one moment, it was a photo, you did something, I'm like, oh, did that. I'm just like, I appreciate the now, Jazz, every time when you were like, all right, let me just move into Trevor, I appreciate the thing, and if you know the body is Taylor, you still like, let me just be an asset. He's like, all right, yeah, this girl had here and try to pick the girls up. But I just appreciate how we all collectively started on the team. And, even though me and Taylor like the brother sister love, she loved working with me so much. She loved working with anybody with she loved working with me. And I just thought this I'm proud of her. I feel like we're so used to this. I don't know, it's just like we both have this determination about our roles. We we're very sure about ourselves. I never feel like I saw you second guessing yourself in the world. It inspires me to be the same way. So, I guess I'm getting.
So, I think this was a really dope experience because, okay, everybody's so used to me, and like, not small, and I'm very like, homegirl, and it's very rare that you get to really see me in that element, so I think it's one of those things where it's like, I really appreciated the fact that people respected the different hats, even if you got cool, or even if you are a student, you come to class. It felt good to be able to like get the job done with no egos, which honestly, I feel like every time we do the room, it feels like that. Like there's no ego, so we're able to effectively focus on what we have to focus on without feeling like, okay, we gotta address this, we gotta address that, so, but as far as like, just the process in general, I think that the best part, I'm sure for both of us really, is just seeing the transformation happen from day one to, well, for this one, day 3. To see people go from like being like, oh no, and then by the time you get on set, you're literally a star. And it's like, that is always the most rewarding part for me. It's not always about perfection or anything like that. It's just like seeing people really lock in and gain that confidence. And I know this is probably this was the most intense one. And like I explained to somebody else, I'm like, we also want to make sure that we're giving you all an experience that feels different. And if you come to the room constantly and you get the same thing constantly, then it's like, there's only so much growing that you can do. So even within this, as stressed as y'all were, stress is whatever. Because at the end of the day, the same way that you could be pulled in and out of a job, choreographers can too, in the middle of a job, if I'm not getting what I need to get from this choreographer, the choreographer is pulled and somebody else is brought in that can effectively do it. So yeah, I think all around, that's one of the part that I love the most about the room is that it's not a single person that's not getting this. Like literally every single person that's in here, whether you're here doing content or you're a choreographer or you're a dancer or you're the director, like Kiki is still learning, the same way that all of us are. So yeah, I think it was really dope. And then as far as you guys, since I'm not going to but no, you guys into assisting. I think that it was just a good balance because there's moments where, I can see Art getting like frustrated, saying like, what you what I do. Or moments where I'm getting frustrated and I'm saying nothing to Jazz and she's instantly just like, all right, so what do I need to do? And for a choreographer, that is like a dream because you don't have time to tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not really enough time. There was barely enough time to think. Okay, so it's like I'm literally throwing stuff like this in. I'm like, okay, there's a water moment just in case. Let's just create something. And that's another thing. Again, like I'm learning as I'm going as well. So like I'm like, I know they're saying that they want this water moment to just be her laying back, but let's just be productive and create a moment just in case they are saying at the last minute, like, actually, let's give like movement here. So I'm like, okay, well, can you give me like a quick little 8 count? And she's like, yeah, actually. And like went over there and was locked in. The chair section with the dancer, I'm sure that was probably like a very like moment because y'all can see in my face that I was like, at some point, I'm like, I don't know what they have for it don't look good. But like, literally, right after that, like, it was like, once I came over there, I appreciated the fact that like, everybody kind of like, got on one accord and realized what was happening. And it was like, okay, how can we make sure that like her vision is where it needs to be? And so by the time I got over there, it was like me and Kiki looked at each other and I'm like, oh, okay. But that's the things that like choreographers remember, like how quick did you like fix it? How quick did you really tap in and like make sure that the vision was where it needed to be. But and I also just wanted to say, I'm so proud of you, Kiki. Literally watching you just like in your element. I'm trying to like focus on the job. I'm also like studying. I'm like, okay, no, literally there were certain things you said and you were like, okay, so I'm gonna put the camera on stage and I'm taking notes of terminology that you're saying as you're like talking because I'm like, yes, I'm a student in this aspect of like choreography, but I also want to study literally like the different things that you were saying. So it's like as I'm waiting, I'm just sitting there listening to you and like certain terminology that you're throwing out and just how knowledgeable you were. And it's like it's inspiring because it's like you literally never stop learning. Like that's literally you specifically are going to find something else to learn, and I admire it so much. She won't pick up the camera. She's going to direct, she's going to figure out the wardrobe, like she's always going to find something else to learn, and it just keeps us on our toes because we know how like passionate you are about the stuff that you do. So it's like we have to match that, you know. So yeah. But great job.
On set, real time, I was snacking, trying to get a little quick snack, and he was like, I'm saying, go freestyle. Being around y'all, you have to stay ready, cause I didn't plan what you're all doing. I literally thought I was gonna be able to decide, so. I'm good. Oh.
The standard, one of them said just said about working with Kiki, yeah, tell her make it look smooth, but hey, it's a question. We try to figure it out, you know, so we have those same feelings that Jess had about working in the room with all of us. And it's not that Kiki make it hard, but she's very, like, one of the, like, easiest going directors. But I think it's more so knowing the standard is high, the bar is so high. And it says a lot, sometimes I feel like Kiki the type of person that sees something in you that she don't see herself. All the time. Yeah, like literally, I told this story before, but my whole career, like she kind of spoke every level of my career up as I came in. So Kiki, the real good appreciate her so much because she's literally like a walking person that just see things and invest into it. She's like, I see this story, let me bring it out. Or I see this, whatever skill you have, I'm gonna bring it out. With the room in particular, this is like our baby. Like it's almost like an adopted baby that we had. She Kiki just like, all right, this is the baby, y'all. Like now we gotta grow it. So the season we had now, volume 7, once volume 8, it's like, wow, it's actually our baby turned 7. That's how I feel. Yeah. We saw it, yeah, like we literally as a team raised it from 0 to now. So I'm just proud of you seeing you in that mode, the directing mode. It's something that I feel I always saw you and seen it was different. Yeah, here it is. That's always I'm saying for my like because we always talk about it, and I know you always say I'm gonna go into this and that, but to see it in real time, I was like, you spoke your own manifestation as well, just like you speaking to others. So yeah, just give me a flowers, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate you.
A little bit more thing. I think it's a lot that old man. And what you actually just have old names. What? The scouting, first of all, the whole entire day, I'm literally just looking around. Like, it was so good. Like, the whole production team was just amazing and efficient. The wardrobe team, like amazing. The dancers, amazing. Like it was just so many aspects of it that like just clicked. And to see that happen the way that it did, it was just like we literally went from talking about this in a rehearsal. Like, which technically that was technically the first room we just didn't know. But like we went from like talking about it and we're sitting there like Kiki's like, I wonder what the name should be and like we're just talking and then we have another conversation about like we're talking about rooms. Like, yeah, you get in the room, I'm not trying to leave the room. And she was like, oh, 3, you know, and so like to see that happen in the short amount of time that it did, like from that to what we just did, mind blowing. And
so much. Like everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Like so many different artists, like different genres, different songs, like it's a lot.
Every room is going to feel different. Every room is not going to be a pop artist. You might have some rappers, you might have a singer, you might have whatever. And it's just like every single time, like I said, the same way y'all was stressed, we like, okay. So got it, you know, but I also want to say, I love the fact that the way we like tag team and we're like, all right, what you need, or like, you know, and I really do appreciate that. And I just want to say, even just, it's like dope seeing you really tap in even more. Like, we know that you have a choreography, you know what I'm saying? But like, just seeing you talk about me being sure, but like seeing you tap into being like 100% sure, and it's like, I'm not questioning nothing. I'm not like, 'cause there are certain times that like, you would come to me and be like, what you think about that? You know, but like, this time it was like, no, I know exactly what I want to do, girl, you know? And I live for that. Yes, talk your shit.
Well, I just want to keep it really big about Jasmine, and I think you guys were incredible. I'm so happy that you stepped into a space that may have been like, but like I think y'all welcomed it in a way that is so necessary. Because we need people like you to step up sooner than later. I think as a dancer, it's great in your mind to know like I'm gonna dance, but you also see the future. And sometimes you are forced into a space quicker than you think. But it's because you're supposed to be there. I feel like there's a lot of young choreographers, like Will is a great example of that. I think he started so young and it wasn't like, sorry, I'm about to be choreographer. You know what I'm saying? Whether how we started as a system, whatever, like it led to that, you know, and y'all are so good, like just being able to, it's a leadership role and recognizing that in yourself is a thing. Everybody doesn't necessarily have that quality because you have to be, yeah, y'all gotta, not just me, really, it was them. You know what I'm saying? Like they already took the time, and I feel like it's like the time. It was them 2 years ago. No, but Dr. is so great, and it made me feel really good being in a director space to see like the way you almost of like from me to them to y'all to dancers, like even AJ and Panico, like AJ and I always talking about like, hey, we want to have to sit down, we want to like talk through what is something we can work on better and vice versa. So it's a team effort, and knowing that you're not alone in your stress. We are also some actually is good, you know, and everybody is stressed. So y'all don't now you feel good knowing you're not alone. We are stressed. Okay, trail, and then everyone might be like, yeah. But I'm so grateful for y'all because it was just like we did, and we did something that was to me a lot of people don't set sights that high. So you know, it sounds good, but it's like you know we're gonna really actually do that. How about that? Okay, we're gonna I need an artist. I need a really great production. I need great choreo. You know, we start have clear vision. Do a treat like we did the work. And we did it in such a short amount of time so that you know that it's possible. And now I'm thinking, you know, we're thinking about even bigger and better. So that's the goal. And even with the room for y'all as dancers, all you guys like, if this is your first time, like, get welcome, you did it. You know what I'm saying? There's more to come. This is just beginning with being in a space where you felt comfortable and safe, even if it wasn't like, oh, I messed up, oh, whatever, that's fine. You're learning, you know, learn that. Like learn everything you need now in these spaces. So as much as possible, like the room is not meant to just be once and then be ready for, you know, no, like how many times can I get in here to learn more? Like that's the goal. So that when you're doing it, this is a real thing. This environment, I can feel like staying with the chair, everybody has to like click and like, no, I'm on set. Okay. It's not, we're not even rehearsal. So how is that in rehearsal may have been different how it's said. So I got to punch a little harder, keep my foot got to be a little stronger, leg, all of that is different. And that's the feeling that you just can't really get in class. You gotta really be in the thing that you want to do. So, but it was amazing. I'm still on cloud nine. I had not come down yet. It was one of the ones that I have been waiting to experience in this position.
And everyone won't necessarily be that, but the goal is to have more of those situations where you guys get firsthand, instruction, direction, you're learning, what actually because you guys are learning also production side. I'm sure as you were learning the dancing, you're still like observing and seeing everything that's happening on the set in real time. So, and people expect like, if I'm a regular, you got books, I'm expecting that you know it. Even if you don't, it's like, I know that's silly, but that's true. Production crews expect that you know everything that goes on and how this set's supposed to run. You understand etiquette, you understand like how this is supposed to be, and they're not thinking that this is your first time, you don't know. And you not be said as, so like, hopefully I don't do anything that requires me to get fired. Like, we don't want none of that. So I want y'all on the set, ready, prepared, understanding how it works, and not feeling like you don't, I gotta know everything. No, I want you to be confident. And even if you are still learning, because everything you say or shoot is gonna be different, obviously, but now having done a few rooms, you're like, all right, okay, I get it, this makes sense. And now I can go and do a job to put out those other creative directors, and have be in a space where I can really do well. So yeah, so body room 7 was one of them ones.
I was gonna say really quick, our children are really talking about there's a time to be professional, and there's a time to be buddy. And so Jazz, I know you're talking about like was like that awkwardness, but at the same time, I value friendship, so I want to make sure that we both get the job done. So like when you were teaching that chair part, I was like, hey, this is my girl, but we have to learn, go learn the job. And then also wanted to think about the two together because at that point we drenched in sweat, flying in sweat, red face and everything. You come around the camera, so like, but when you made us battle and you said, okay, you two go and battle, I said, oh Lord. But also I realized that I love the Lord. But I also realized that plus 17, I didn't even know I had even that more energy to even go hard. Because I'm like, well, you want to drench this with my big slide off, So that definitely pushed us all to dance even harder. We went to battle. We see who won. I want it. But then since you like seeing in this consistent spot too, our children even know you anything, like, I'm sorry, let me say anything. And like the feedback, like even coming from our peers, it's so great. But no, I love that because coming from our peers, like, yes, we value everything that you all say, but coming from our peers, sometimes it resonates a little bit better sometimes. And so when you were like, y'all need to go for wow, all the feedback that you gave, like that stuff was good. Like, so don't ever like shine there. Like, no, keep you said you're in this leadership role and you all have your own. So I just wanted to say that really quick. And also Taylor, yeah, girl, you had a battle. I was really thinking like, you can't get comfortable. And so you had to keep going. And then when we made it to the set, I felt the energy. I felt you get covered and everything. So you did also too, like having an artist right there, you can tell she was a little bit overwhelmed. So as a dancer, you have to be even more spatially aware, just aware of everything going on. I was like, okay, be quiet and just look what's going on. How can I help the situation? Let me just sit here and be aware because anything can change. Like y'all changing the choreography, so it's like okay, they might change our choreography. Like you just have to be ready. So I was definitely, I could tell. So it was just like, all right, let's be prepared for anything. Yeah. But also it's a big learning experience for sure. Like I learned so much from so many people, so many, just not beyond the choreography. Yeah. But it was really nice to hear y'all talk about how y'all was stressed too. Y'all were moving, you had an improv over there in the green room. Yeah. Go ahead and 3 people go by yourself. I'm like, Lord. I'm willing. Yeah, so everybody name on it. It's like for yourself, for me, for them, the choreo, everybody. Lord, everything got great. But everybody did there because I guess I didn't think y'all would know that way. I'm like, oh, they're right. So I'm like, so looking at all they're going to determine where the I get more legal. Whether they're more I put it on because y'all really felt your own. So it was like y'all felt that way really because the way I thought it was like, let's see it. And I'm like, damn.
steps that the choreographer makes, the reflection on how dancers performing, it reflects our teaching, how good of a teacher they are. So that be my main thing. Like everybody in my choreography is kind of tough to get, but when I can get it, the dancers get it, it shows like, okay, he actually can break down. So that's why I was so stressed. Like, you know, I was a little tense. I was like, I gotta do this. But I believe it reflects me as a teacher. It does. Yes, you know, we like, I mean, Trill, we got your work on the section, but none of that shit. You know what I mean? So my job is mine too.
Used to say too, she was like, anytime you got this house, you represent me too.
Yeah.
So in this situation, it kind of applies here too. We represented y'all represented Kiki, represented, you know, like everybody has some part to play in.
And even with the book, because it's such a lot of new dancers, so you deal with your hand, that's such a like a key too, is like they're forcing you got in a two-day man. Like you gotta show up like a pro, like seasoned, like we gotta, you know, you gotta make believe you've been doing this for a long time. And that's the chance that they're taking. We all take like hey, maybe everybody won't be in this situation. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of like I definitely remember seeing you. I think it makes people good if y'all be able to watch yourselves too, like play back. Just seeing yourself on camera, that's a learning, that's a way of learning, like for your next video shoot. When it's time to tap in and you see the camera, like what am I gonna do on that? And I remember vividly there was a time the camera pulled up. Like, oh, okay. You know, like you turn it on. So whatever that was, whatever it was, like, when you see it, you're gonna be like, all right, I know what I did when that happened. I need to do that all the time.
And just to kind of kind of back to what you were saying, how like you would never be able to tell with us. I want to circle back to why I was saying, I forgot her name, she had the red hair, when I was saying as far as not being timid.
Janai.
Yeah, so when I'm saying like, you know, as far as certain situations like that, not being timid, imagine if we would have walked in here and looked like our shirts, you know what I'm saying? Like, what that would have felt like. It would have felt very unsure. Yeah, it would have felt very unsure. Y'all would look like.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, so it's like we still have a role, you know, and we have to make sure that like, even in those times, because I had so much going on leading up to the room. And I had to like literally have a moment where I came here into sessions choreography the day before. And I had a moment, the things that you don't see is the moments that I have where it's like nothing is coming out. Like literally I'm here, but like nothing is coming out. And so now I'm like frustrated and I have to like find the moments to just walk to the side and like pray about it and recenter myself. And then, yes, exactly. Like I have to find that balance and like come back in and get the job done because it doesn't matter. I could easily feel like, okay, well, I don't really feel it today, but like, I'm not one of those people that likes to work under like stressful environments like that, to where I decide to make up the day. Okay. I'm not going to. I can do that, but there's already going to be so many other stressful elements that's happening. I'm not to add more onto my plate. I better work smarter than hard. So I'm like, I don't care how long I got to stay in the studio. I'm leaving.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of the stuff that happened in the shoot, we're not playing.
Yeah.
So it's like we had to adapt quickly.
Yeah.
Was not playing.
Yeah, so I would say that to say like, definitely you don't see the strength because you're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, otherwise we're not doing our own steps.
I wanted to add on that because, so we started the room that Saturday night, but Friday, the night before that, we worked actually one-on-one before prior to the women. But like, with that, they're saying, seeing where I'm going with this. So me and Sin, we session like 10 p.m. at night.
She literally left the show and went straight.
Yo, I'm trying to tell y'all. Right.
By the hour.
Right.
You got me. She drove at home. She got there, she was felt like it was 9 a.m. She
Yeah, it's not
But here's the news flash. We did all this work. I'm on the way, I'm thinking, like, we got the game plan, we did every 2 days. I'm on the way Friday to work with Ashley. She said, I don't know, maybe the same that you have, because you know, we worked on this record before. And I thought that we would have some different stuff, but some different. She said, I don't know. So, what's the work with it? I think it's the way we like great, like, y'all understand what happened. But with the artists, I basically had, I didn't have no way to be prepared. But Ashley can notice that the bitch, she was like, I'm firing him. Yeah. So of course, when I was here Friday night, it was smooth sailing, we made it happen. And Sam was like, you can't put it out everywhere. So we doing a lot of that, but I see the way I connected with like and how constantly Ashton looked. And you know, just let us know like there's always a new level of liking. And she purposely said she wanted to do this to give me a challenge. She would have told me back and forth, but she purposely did tell me.
No, I
You
did
know
not,
what
I
he said?
did not say it on purpose. It was when thing was showing me, it's like, yeah, you know, I was like,
He's like, oh no.
we go ahead. And then the challenge part was, it is a challenge for him. I mean, because it's easier, because he's already programmed.
And then too, it was a lot of shows. See, we did, it was a lot of shows. So I was like, oh, this was a lot of show moves. I want to get there on camera. He was like, nah, we got to work that. You know, we do that stuff. Yeah, I was just a bit time. I was like, oh shit, man. So, we just get it super there. I was going to go out. We did. We got a game. We did sure. You know, I'm playing too good about it. I mean, now, one thing you did from that session was the conversation that y'all did. So that we did some, you know, we did some thinking on that. But just to let y'all know that was so serious. You know, now I think about it, I like the fact it happened because the way it came out, the choreography, I love, I had this one, so it was cool.
And then City Jazz is doing the video. Jazz is dancing water. I mean, I don't know if you dance for water or not, but like that's not easy. You know, like, oh my God, you know, but them having to step into dancing role and not know that they want to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill me, you know what I'm saying? So, and to me, like, that's the meaning of this, when you bring value, outside of, you know, what's next for you. That's how you guys will have longevity. Like I said, everybody, figure out how to do more, those ads. What else can I bring into this room, situation, job, assistant, or whatever, like, what else can I bring? Like the breeze, you know, to like positive, you know, morale, like that matters, it matters, and look, I remember it. If I remember, I love you. You're gonna remember. So, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they make the hard work, for me to work with them.
It was a yeah, that's too long ago.
My definitely like, and what I love about Cindy, the fact that she was female and bust, she was my Korean. Oh, yes, yeah. So there are many.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really, really great. The y'all had any
I was gonna say like the songs that matters, I think too, for like I was saying for you was like when you came upstairs and you were like, can you stand up clean up? And it's like little things like that when I was like, oh yeah, sure, like I'm gonna clean up, but it was more of like to me that was a student not dance type of thing because I wasn't dancing before. It was just more of like being in the space, being around. Now I can see everything else that happened, I guess, right after my job and stuff. If that makes sense. And then it was like even I was gonna say for you, I love seeing now like when you got serious. Like you, because I remember one time when like they were doing the check-in and you walked up and you were like, oh, yeah. Do it again. Like do it like 3 times. And then you were like, okay, take these. Cause I don't know. It was just, it was very much like you saw that you knew exactly what you wanted to see. And like even though nobody else would understand why you picked to do what you did, you knew why you did. And it showed. I was saying with y'all, it was more so like, don't ever think that like you come along because you was like you got to wrong time. For but like like before I even came up here, I watched people about pictures. But like but yeah, but they that meant a lot when you don't have to ask, but like you get direct feedback. Like me when you were like the face. Like I remember that was like the one thing I remember was the facial. Cause I don't need you don't always realize what you do until it's like brought up. And then like you be like, oh, yeah. Okay, I did that, but then, you know. And I was like, thinking like I remember when I met first met you, we had a conversation and I was telling you the things I wanted to do. And I will say that like the room or like even coming here for Chicago, company, like now I'm here and stuff like that. It was very much like everything I prayed for type of thing, but like in God's time and not mine. So then it just be like, I guess when I'm in the room or, you know, you tell me like, just seeing growth and stuff like that, it's more of knowing that like everything's gonna happen in God's time and not mine. So then just like be ready for whatever and then be here, you're supposed to be here. And I feel like that's the number one thing too, like the testimony, like you can pray something, manifest something, happens, and it constantly keeps happening. Or you, for example, like relationship with you, I remember the very first time I was like terrified. Like because it was just like the last time we was in the room, it was just like, oh my God, like not even a little bit. Because I remember like, and then it was like coming the second day. Because I will say this movie for sleep for some reason was like hard. It was really hard.
It's opposite.
You did.
8 is good. Yeah. No, I specifically, because one thing about me, I don't remember everything. So from the other one that you did compared to this one, literally shoot it. Yeah, and that's why I the only note that I could give you was just about your facial. But you shoot it.
But no, I just because I feel like it was more so because I had this conversation with you about praying. I'm like weird when I pray and like I try to get my hand like type of thing. But it was more so like stop looking for validation from the people that you supposed to look up to and then just be able to live the moment to take it, just to give it. But not always look for them. Because I feel like sometimes when you look for them or you're like that was my biggest I think my thing first time was like not only disappoint y'all because of like what I did last time, and then thinking honestly this time like it was worse. That's why I'm trying to kind of like I thought I did like
You know what I'm saying? Like, what you feel, it sometimes can be like blind. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I remember your performance. You know what I'm saying? I remember being like, hey, why are you and like, sometimes when so many people are like eating it, it comes down to the nitty. So it's not that you learn essentially because it was literally just your facial. So that said a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like the amount of growth that you had in that first one compared to now, crazy.
I do wanna, it's something that that you said about seeking validation. And I feel like a lot of times with dancers, our career is like triggered towards us to seek validation, seek approval. One thing I want to encourage dancers to do is to keep your head down in the ground. Like keep your head down and don't look for answers sometimes. And I know this sounds crazy, it's like you do want to evaluate yourself time to time, but you do have to find that way to just swim. If you think about I like to use a dolphin, the whale for example, or they always down in the water and they just come back for a moment, get breathing, and then back in the water swimming again. Same thing with our career, same thing is like answers. You just have to go, you know, with the results, get breathing, just keep going. And before you know it, time passes by, you're there. Oh, I did this, I did that, I did this many things, but you won't even realize it because you have made up in your mind to have a routine and certain discipline. So stop seeking for an answer to sometimes you don't even need the answer, you just keep doing what you want. A lot of answers ask me 24/7, what can I do more of? And of course, y'all know me, I'll talk all day, but do more of the work. Yes. And stop doing more of the thinking about it. Just work, just keep working. And be patient. If we could be patient and do the work, we won't be looking for answers too much. But sometimes I feel like we look for answers out every time we take a shot. If you play basketball, you take a shot, you like, how was that shot? Yeah. Like, no, shoot up. Shoot. Stop looking for answers. And that's when they go, not seek validation, be more accepting of the career path. You can't even do a career path if you need an answer every time you take a step. You know what I mean? So I think one of the best to really understand that. I feel like half of the majority of it is losing. But we be seeking validation, we want an answer. Don't look for the answer.
I remember, it was really long outside when we were literally getting together and Tilly came outside and she was like, do not clap. Don't, no. Yeah, no, okay, I really feel that at some point I was like, you're gonna get into a room and what's gonna happen is nobody's gonna talk to you, so I need you to know what that feels like. So I don't want nobody clapping, I don't cheer for nobody. And literally they were over there like, and you can tell it was hard, they were like. But that was like a real moment to do hey, it's probably gonna be some moments where you kind of have that validation of that person, like, yes, we're the teacher, like you guys are teachers, and in class, y'all will give us those notes. Or, I'm glad you broke me in the second day of year. Cause I remember my body was really bad. Like I was going to use the movie or something, for some people we did so much, I wouldn't say less because it was 3 years back. But it was very more intense, how many more times we do it. And I remember when we first got in here in the morning time, what I was saying on connection, I have the facial, and I'm like, okay, you're not even going, don't even worry about that part, because you're not in it. And then we got here in the morning, even attached it, go down. Of the same section that I had basically counted myself out. And then I was like, oh, okay, that's how you're supposed to problem. But I love that you broke me though, because that was very much like, okay, now, not sure anymore. Now, I guess, don't even catch yourself out of the middle thinking this is solidified. Yeah. Because then I can't even be like, no, actually, yeah, no, then you don't like me. And I was like, yes, let me. So, do anybody have any questions? No. Brian, how do y'all feel? So they're in the program.
Okay.
But they haven't done it. But they will, but just kind of being, sometimes, if they're learning and just hearing other people's experiences, obviously, circumstances. But how do y'all feel with this? Well,
I feel confirmed in a lot of ways, because I think I've been other, like, not in this experience, I've been in other rooms with other choreographers and kind of learned and heard similar things, but because I feel like kind of far removed from them, it doesn't hit the same as it does with you all. I was really excited. And the Wednesday night, that was a real fun, because I've been praying about like being affirmed before I go into spaces, so I don't look to choreographer, but even like my peers, to like give me whatever idea so I can have myself up. Cause like I'm in a season where I know I feel like it, but I know I have to go with that. And so it's like, what do I need to do? But anyway, I feel excited about the whole thing. I'm definitely getting into me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you on her.
It sounds very a little, but you know, nervous and excited type way. It's something I know I have to do. I know I've been seeing before. You know, the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
You know, even the and everything that all happened. And I will stay with it, survive. And, kind of like that, you know, some of those things you kind of know where you just gotta go and stick, like you say, stick through it, keep the same mentality you had at the beginning, and just once you get on the other side, you'll feel you've accomplished that, all that easier. So I know it's one of those things that I'll have ease once I've actually gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so we just wanted to kind of do this little wrap out, official wrap of volume 7, and this video will go to everybody that was in the room, but just congratulations on surviving the room. And every room is different, so we never really know until we start, and that's also the other side of it, like we never know either. I mean, every room is different, we never know, we think we know, but then you get started and it's like, okay, no, it's and that for us is also, that's just how it is. It's not broken down and laid out beautifully for you to just follow through every step by step. Nah, it's never happened that way. We got 2 days, you know what I'm saying? I ain't coming in there. It's like, it's just, it is what it is. And the quicker you adapt to that, the better you will be able to handle the pressure and stress and just, you know, every situation is gonna be different. And like you all said, y'all want only that stress or not necessarily nervous, but just anticipating having the anxiousness of it. I think we pros at it right now. Like we've been able to handle it, wherever you can control, and that's what you can. And I have learned to just be like, hey, I don't know, what we're gonna do, what's another option, what's a resolution, what's, you know, coming up with resolutions, figuring out how we're gonna solve this, you know, this obstacle that's here, how we're gonna do, like, that part of it. The better you are equipped handling that, the longer you can stay. That's how it is. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank y'all for dropping in. That is
Thank you.
a wrap on volume 7. Thank you, everybody that was a part of this one. This was a very, very special one for me personally. This was this is my, I'll say, 4th official directorial as far as music video, but it's really, really my first like video that is involving this aspect with the room. Actually, the artist that we've been working with over the past year, so it's great to even see her evolution as an artist. And that's the goal, you know, like I preach different coaches in the program, but just building a relationship with artists, allows you longevity because she's not stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, think she's not gonna do a video, think she's not gonna do some show, tour, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's gonna go back and make a video. You know, like, that's how you start, that's how you create these relationships. So, I think about that, I'm just grateful for everybody that was part of this, shoot, and I look forward to doing more, obviously, but congratulations to everybody that made it through. You did it. You did it. You know? All right, well, that is a wrap.
Close y'all out. Thank you, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Y'all heard me.
Thank you. Bye.
Why has no one said anything about this?
Hi, y'all. Thank you.
Wait a minute.